I actually did get a letter from a man in Germany who asked for pictures of me in strong poses.
Welcome back to Inside the Mentalist, your behind-the-crime scenes guide to the #1 US police drama, where the stars have ignored their right to remain silent and are spilling the beans on all the insider info.
Let me work it.
Hollywood might be the city of dreams, but on The Mentalist, the actors work the kind of hours to give you nightmares.
Monday, I usually wake up at like 4:30 in the morning. I go to work by like 5:30.
I have someone that drives me to work. I do a lot of my preparation in the car.
Hang on, what about the glamorous parties, the glitzy restaurants and non-stop nightlife? Oh, don't tell me there's no time for any of that.
You sit in a chair and get your makeup done, which is fun if you don't do it every day.
I come out of my trailer, I go into makeup. Stuff happens. This is what we like to call it.
What happens? Let's find out from our man on set, Owen, aka Agent Rigsby.
I'm about to go and put my face on in the hair and makeup. Fortunately, I know it's hair and makeup because it's been written twice. Hello, Jude. Brilliant.
All the Americans look great, but like chisel and stuff, you know, to do whatever it is they need to do to the Brits.
My makeup basically involves Jude wiping some toilet paper all over my face. I insist upon various animal prints. But, today is leopard.
Correct, correct. You haven't remained pretty all the time.
Yeah, I've been set on fire, I've been pushed off buildings.
Stop! Rigsby, wait! Idiot!
Rigsby!
Oh my God. Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. You're gonna be all right.
It's a tough job. You kind of, I guess, part makeup artist and part counsellor. They're the first person that you see at the start of the day. Auntie Judith, I call her.
Yes.
Okay, so time-lapse cut to 7.5 hours later, and the war paint is on.
He scrubs up okay, doesn't he? And even when he's not acting, Owen likes to keep us entertained.
This is Gary McLeod. He's our esteemed director of photography.
DP. DP.
Actor.
Owen does the jokes so that we don't have to. Well, they say the family that plays together stays together, and that's a good job when there's so much work to be done.
We'll spend 3, 4, 5 hours on one scene, depending on how many characters are in it.
Gary, I'm going to raise this frame and walk it as far this way as I can. We're lighting the whole scene with the stand-ins. Now we'll bring in the actors.
90% of the time will be spent waiting for stuff to just technically to happen. You know, there's an old saying, hurry up to wait.
The show shoots in 8 working days.
Okay, I say everybody's happy. Let's take a whack at it.
This is what we call Video Village here, and this is where the director and the director of photography, the producers, and all the kind of powers that be will sit and watch everything set up here. Any given day we'll be shooting 5, 6, 7 pages, and that can sometimes take upwards of 14, 15 hours, depending on how good we are. So if we don't suck, we can be out quickly.
Any downtime that you have, you're kind of sitting there studying your lines. And of course, we always have those takes that are like, you start the line and it's like, no matter how many times you keep trying to do it, it's like you keep messing it up and it becomes a vicious cycle of the more you mess up, the worse it gets.
Because it's a closed-ended story every week, fully driven, like Columbo, by an A story with a limited B story or character, if there's a weakness in the storyline, or if there's a weakness in one of the guest actors, that's a squeaky wheel that squeaks the entire way through because there's no respite, there's nowhere to cut to.
And let's keep rolling. Take it from the top, guys. Still rolling, we're resetting.
And to add to the pressure, there's a whole new language to learn, the language of cop.
Yeah. Can we match that image to the DMV database?
I can try. It gets tough, especially when you have deaths and times and, you know, coordinates and whatever. You know, it's a lot to think about and it's a lot to remember.
He was a State House employee. He worked here.
That's what it says. He also has a rap sheet on him. Domestic violence and 2 DUIs.
I know what it all means, It just sort of takes a while to get comfortable with the attitude behind it. It wasn't ever about the words for me.
Brigsby, put out an APB on Lee Skelling. He's armed and dangerous, headed for the mountain regions.
You wouldn't hear Poirot say that.
Every episode takes about 6 to 7 weeks before it's fully formed. And we have 5 or 6 episodes in the hopper at the moment.
So there you have it. With 5 shows on the go all the time, it takes a whole 9 months slogging away to film the season's 22 episodes. And this is only episode 3. Who said TV was all fast-paced excitement and glamour?
All right, guys, let's go to the belt, please.
Action! Your fingerprint is on the magazine of the murder weapon. Tell me why I shouldn't be throwing up in the bathroom right now.
It's a lab error. It must be. They're overworked and underfunded. The same thing happened with the LAPD last year. Just have them go back and retest it. Come on, you don't think I did this?
Cut. Good.
Only another 19 episodes to film. Oh, I'm exhausted already. How must they feel?
You know, work for 15 hours and then you go home and you pet your dog and you go over your lines for the next night and, you know, you see your husband and say hello, walk around for about an hour and a half and then go to bed and then you just come back. Does that sound sad?
A little bit, yes. But endless adoration from fans and friends must make it all worth it in the end.
I actually did get a letter from a man in Germany who asked for pictures of me in strong poses, which was reminiscent of Hitler. I don't know why. Strong poses, some, you know, interesting letters from prisons, but, you know.
Definitely there have been some changes and some welcome changes, but, yeah, there's no, you know, mob scene or anything like that.
You'll meet with friends and you go to things like the RADA reunion, you go, did you see the show? And they're like, no, but did you see my Coriolanus at the National? Did you see my Hamlet at the RSC? And I'm like, no, I didn't, no.
Well, we've just about met everyone on the show, but there is one person that you're not going to meet. Not yet, anyway. He's a tad camera shy.
We've never discussed this, because I thought it went without saying, but when I catch Red John, I'm going to cut him open and watch him die slowly, like he did with my wife and child.
Should you be telling that to a cop? Who is this Red John bloke, anyway?
Red John is Patrick Jane's nemesis. He's the mysterious man or woman who killed Jane's family.
We don't really know if Red John is one person or if he's many people. So we're still working on that.
I know that you make this sign with 3 fingers in a rubber glove in the victim's blood.
So, what we're looking for is a man or woman with an unlimited supply of rubber gloves, at least 3 fingers, and a penchant for painting with blood. Maybe he's closer than we think.
It wouldn't surprise me if Red John has been introduced in some capacity on one episode.
The camera's always on somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing, which could just be putting you off, of course. But I think it could be any one of them.
What? You mean Red John could even be Red Jane?
I thought about that after we shot the pilot. That could be kind of an interesting concept.
Do you mean D-R-J-O-E-N-H?
But I don't even want to talk about that with Bruno.
Red John is a theme that will continue throughout the series, and you'll see what happens.
Oh, come on, Bruno. Who is he? Well, go on. I can't wait anymore.
Hello?
That completes our investigation inside the Mentalist. But it's definitely not case closed for the show. Coming up, the season finale.
It's all about my character and Red John. This good?
We come very close.
It's him.
He's so close we could taste it.
It's going to tie up a lot of loose ends from season 1, but also it's going to move us forward into season 2.
It's got a lot more sort of action.
It's a good ride.
Don't move.
I don't understand.
I think without divulging too much, that's probably the best I can do.
That's good enough for us. Go on, put the kettle on. We'll find out in a minute.
Were
We certainly will, and there's a double bill on the way next on 5.